Hello everyone, thank you very much for being here to watch a new tutorial. I'm Elle with Elle Furniture and this is the piece we are gonna work this week. It had quite a lot of damages. As you can see, I had to make a lot of reparations. I fixed them, I sent it down the wood filler, and then I was good to go. I added the primer Zinzer, one coat of primer. I didn't film because it's the same simple process. And now I'm coming with this liquid masking tape. The glass is made out of crystal and I wanted to make sure that I will not paint over it so that I will not have to scratch it in any way. So this masking tape is amazing. I really love using it. And these are the trims that are missing here in the upper part of the furniture. So I had this pretty small trim from Udu Band. I heated it and it became flexible, and then I added the glue and now I'm pressing it on the furniture. The good thing is that once you are heating them, they become flexible and you can put them, as you can see, on curved areas, so it doesn't have to be straight, and this is amazing. And now I reheat it and I help the glue dry faster. And while that part is drying, I already started to paint here the lower part of the furniture. I'm using soapstone from Fusion. It's a very good paint. It has an amazing coverage, as you can see. This is the first coat and I already have like 90% coverage. I came also with the second coat. You will see later on we will do a little blend. But now let's focus on the first coat. I'm coming in all small crevices all over the molds where I have a lot of crevices in the furniture, so I have to come and come back over and over the same surface until I make sure that all the areas and all the crevices are covered with paint. I don't take a lot of paint, especially near the hinges. I go very lightly with the paint. As you can see, I didn't load anymore the brush, so this is still the first the same quantity of paint that I took in the first place, and I'm just moving the brush around the furniture until I unload completely the brush. You see, I also come here on the base. So especially in the corners near hinges, I don't go with a lot of paint because you will have ugly build-ups and places where the paint can crack in the future. So I always make sure not to have a lot of paint on the brush. And again, I'm talking too much. And it looks really nice. And while the paint dries, I am preparing the wallpaper. I'm gonna go inside the drawers. I want to go a little bit with this very pretty old wallpaper. I was having it and the customer liked it, so I'm doing I made the measurements. I make sure that I keep the design equally split left and right, you will see. And I come with this sharp knife and I cut after I measured. So you see, it's centered, it's in the middle. I'm using the decoupage gel from Redesign with Prima. I watered it down, like maybe 10% water, and the rest is the gel, but I prefer it a little bit more liquid. It gives me more time to play, and I noticed that I get less bubbles and wrinkles if the glue is a little bit more liquid. This is for me, at least. And I make sure I spread it equally. I don't have places where I have too much and places where I don't have at all. It has to be completely covered. I make sure again that it is well distributed on the surface. Sorry for moving the camera so much, but I had to film with one hand and to work with the other because it's inside the drawer, and I couldn't put the stand there, so I had to keep the camera in my hand. I'm using this tool from Redesign with Prima, which is excellent because it has different shapes, so you can go in different corners and reach all the areas. And I make sure I press firmly, and I make sure I don't have any bubbles. If there is any bubble, I take a sharp knife or something very sharp, and I make a very small hole, and I press again, and then it will be okay. So that being said and done, I'm coming now, this is the next day, and I'm coming with the second coat of paint, and I wanted to create a little bit of illusion of light in the center of these drawers, because this design, the molds are really pretty and beautiful, and I want to create a little bit of drama. So here I am coming with a lighter color. It's also from Fusion. It's called Eggshell, I think, Eggshell. I will put the link in the description of the video, so you will have all the links in there. And I'm coming now again with the same soap stone color around, and I make sure that I overlap a little bit the colors. And then I'm coming with a clean brush, a small round one for this small area because it's a narrow area. So, and I'm just playing around the colors, like blending them with the brush. And from time to time I also clean the brush on a rag that I keep with me, so that I unload all the extra paint that I don't want. And I make sure that it's nice and soft. And then the rest of the drawer, I'm just going with the same soap stone. It spreads really nicely. It has, as I said, an amazing coverage. Already the coverage was good enough, but I wanted to have 2 coats of paint. And again, I repeat the process, and I let you enjoy the process. I will stop talking. And now the fun part, at least for me, I added a day before I added the glue. I'm using the Polyvine glue for the gold leaf. And now I'm coming with the gold leaf, and I put it everywhere where I have gold, where I have the glue, the size. I'm using roughly like 3 sheets on each door. As you can see, I don't waste any of the gold leaf. I press it firmly, and the excess I take it with my hand and I put it on the other areas where I have the glue and not foil. So this is the 3rd one and actually the last one. So I don't waste at all the gold leaf. I make sure that I use it like 90% of it. You will see I'm coming then with the small pieces also on the hinges. You will see later on. So I pressed it with my finger, and now I'm coming with the brush. Usually it's good to have a sturdy brush, like a natural bristles one. If it's round, it's even better, especially for the crevices. I can really go very deep with it. And this is a little bit closer. As you can see, I take all the excess from where I don't have glue, and I glue them on the glued area. Make sure I have small pieces that are falling on the floor. I don't waste the big pieces. And then coming with the brush, brushing away the excess and repeat the process. And as I was telling you, the big pieces of the gold leaf, I don't waste them. I take them with the brush and I come with those small pieces on the hinges where I really don't want to have, I don't know, a loaded area. You see, take small pieces and place them on the glued surface. They will stick, no problem, no issue. And so the waste of the gold leaf is really, really minimum. And I'm creating now my own shade of pale gold using silver and pale gold pigments from Voodoo Band. The good thing is that you can really control how goldish or how much silver or you can really control by adding more or less of these pigments together. And I'm coming with this infuser also from Voodoo Band, and I mix them all together very, very well. And I play with more silver or with more gold, depend on the color that I really want to achieve. But this was exactly what I was looking for. As you can see, it's really a very pale gold, exactly like the foil that I used for the rest of the furniture. And I'm coming with a small artist brush precisely on the trim all around the furniture. It's really very well pigmented and a little bit goes a long way, so I really recommend these pigments, are amazing. And I'm gonna use this heavy duty extreme varnish from Polyvine because I noticed that the other top coats that I was using, they were dulling my gold, but this one really keeps the gold exactly as it is. So it won't make the gold look more pale or anything. And I apply it really thin coats. I leave it dry like 4 hours, 5 hours minimum before applying the second coat. And I applied 2 coats all over the piece. And this is the next day. I'm coming with a little bit of clear wax, the brown and black waxes, and the pale gold and silver. One is from Prima and the other one from Annie Sloan, and a variety of brushes and also a rag so that I can keep my brushes clean. And I'm coming with the clear wax. This will help me with distributing more equally and nicer and easier the dark waxes. So that's why I put a little bit of clear wax underneath the colored waxes. And I'm coming with the brown first, and I press firmly with a small artist brush and a sturdy artist brush. I go in all the crevices with the brown one, and now I'm coming with the black one, and I fade a little bit the golden parts, the golden areas, because I really want to have subtle gold, nothing too strong, nothing too crazy. It has to look old. So I'm coming over this foil with these waxes, and I'm buffing a little bit, and then I'm coming with the silver, actually with a combination of silver and the white gold. I combine them on all the areas where I have this beautiful trim, not trim, this is a mold, I don't know, I think it's a mold, yeah. But it's really pretty with flowers, it's really nice. So I'm fading now the antique gold foil. I'm vintaging it even more using the waxes, the silver and soft gold wax. and it really looks really nice. And now I'm coming with the brush, playing the same waxes on the handles, because I want to have all the golden parts, I want them to be vintaged. So, and then I'm going around the door and create a little bit of shadow, a little bit of ombre to the piece. I'm cleaning the excess with a clean brush, and I just give a very soft ombre look to the door. And then I'm coming also over the silver wax. I'm coming with a little bit of black wax so that I mute it down even more, and it really looks authentic, old. I love this this look. I hope you like it too. Let me know in the comments if you like the videos, if you think I should change anything coming from you. It's more than welcome. And it's done. This is the way it looked when it was ready. I love it, and I hope you like it too. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you like the things that I'm doing here. And thank you very much for the support. Have a beautiful day. Thank you. Bye.